Hi, everybody. My name is Bridget Baronic, and I chose to write my persuasive letter about affordable childcare. So, the United States Department of Health and Human Services defines affordable childcare as being 7% or less of a household's total income. Nationally, however, the average family pays above this threshold for childcare services, and over the last decade, the proportion that the average family spends on childcare has dramatically increased. For my letter, I decided to write Haley Stevens, who serves in my Michigan district in the United States House of Representatives. I'm asking her to become a co-sponsor of H.R. 953, the Child Care for Every Community Act. Several Michigan representatives have signed on as co-sponsors, but Representative Stevens has not done so yet. The bill aims to introduce affordable child care across communities, regardless of income level, and the program would be funded through the Department of Health and Human Services and would support child care and early learning services across the country. Fees would be subsidized based on income, and those with incomes less than 200% of the federal poverty level would pay no fees at all. And then for everyone else, fees would be capped at 7% of a family's income, regardless of what it is. So why do we need affordable childcare? There's a couple different reasons why it's so important. As I mentioned before in the previous slide, the United States Department of Health and Human Services has set forth a benchmark for affordability, which currently the average household exceeds, and in some cases they can exceed it by quite a bit. Single parent households and some lower income households spend over a third, up to 35% of their income paying for childcare. And care that's not affordable results in unstable care structures that can affect the parent's employment and developmental outcomes of the child. Frequently changing child care providers or lack of adequate child care options can lead to adverse learning and behavioral health outcomes for children. And conversely, children that are enrolled in stable quality care typically achieve better educational attainment and socioeconomic mobility in adulthood. Children from low socioeconomic backgrounds who are enrolled in stable quality programs are more likely to graduate from high school. And lastly, stable, affordable childcare allows parents and caregivers the opportunity to return to work or to pursue more robust employment schedules. And this benefits the entire economy. The Joint Economic Committee writes that capping the cost of childcare at no more than 10% of a household income could increase GDP by 1.2% or $210 billion annually. Lacking affordable childcare also creates disparities between various outcomes. This issue disproportionately affects women and non-traditional families. According to the Annie E. Casey Foundation, between 2020 and 2021, 13% of parents and guardians quit or forewent jobs because of child care issues, and this was mostly women. Furthermore, families of color and those with lower incomes are more likely to struggle to find adequate childcare, which results in unequal employment and disparate learning opportunities across races, ethnicities, and incomes. One of the most persistent objections to child care subsidies is that they're too expensive. The economist James Heckman has examined this issue extensively and found that for every dollar invested in high-quality child care, $7 to $12 are returned. This ROI stems from a multitude of factors, including future educational attainment, higher earnings in adulthood, and the lower likelihood of committing a crime that's associated with quality child care. Another criticism is that past subsidies generated freedom of choice in childcare options, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, in this case, it means that some options that were selected were not high quality, which impedes the value of the social, emotional, and learning opportunities that children were exposed to, especially in low-income children who would benefit from this substantially. In the current proposal, centers for family child care homes would need to meet with standards set forth by the U.S. military child care and Head Start programs. Providers would have time to adapt to meet the new eligibility requirements. And furthermore, these child care homes would offer services such as dental, similar to Head Start operations. So these subsidies associated with this child care bill would be specifically allocated to programs that demonstrate a high level of quality. So, in summary, affordable childcare is a major issue in the United States, and ensuring access to affordable care will reduce disparities, promote better outcomes for children, and provide economic benefits across the United States. Here's my references. Thank you for taking the time to listen today.